we have robot royalty. Gemma was the 2024 winner of the Joseph F. Engelberger Robotics Award for Leadership. But that was just a touchstone along a career that has continued to move robotics and automation forward. Since its inception in 1977, almost 50 years ago, the Engelberger Award has been received by fewer than 150 individuals. And typical of Joe, he accepted the award on behalf of all the people that he's worked with along the way. Let's start with the Engelberger Award. I know yours was last year, and we talked about doing this last year, and we finally gotten an opportunity to do this and have this discussion. But what does the Engelberger Award symbolize to you in terms of an achievement or in terms of the recognition?
Well, as you stated earlier, in accepting the award, it's an incredible honor. As you say, it's something that's coveted, I guess, in terms of recognition globally. We call it kind of the Nobel Prize of the industry. Sure. So I'm honored from that, and it's certainly humbling. But as I mentioned before, it's really an award of recognition of all the people that I've had the opportunity to work with, work together in this industry, the passion of what we have, and what we're trying to do to help mankind, I think. And it's not just manufacturing. Automation, robotics has helped us in so many ways, and pretty much everything you touch on a daily basis has some connection somewhere down to automation. So that the recognition of that passion, that effort of what we've done through the years, really that the Engelberger speaks to that for me, that people recognize that we've brought value to our, not only our peers, but again to the general public and to manufacturing. So again, I am really honored and incredible honor to have that.
A very long and storied career, of course. What initially got you interested in the field of robotics? Was it something that happened early on, or was it something that you developed over the years through your studies or along the course of your career?
It's a great question, by the way. Thanks. It's actually more by accident. So I worked for a company earlier, right after school, designing piping systems for power plants. I worked in what was then the nuclear division of that company, and there was a company nearby. There was a family-owned company, 3 different divisions, and they were expanding from, I'll say, material handling solutions to more of an automation technology strategies in that business. And they were looking for some people to add on to the team, more of like a project management type role. Project engineering, I think they call it time, but it was more of a project management role, but that could deal with their public or their customers, but also had an understanding of technology and some of the technology then, which compared to today is quite a bit different. But
right.
And that could be kind of help leading the strategy of growth. And I knew somebody that worked part of that business and thought I might be, could be part of their growth in terms of the types of talent they were looking for. So I actually met with the owners, didn't really know a lot about what they wanted to do and the direction they went, but he shared that with me and convinced me that this could have a bright future for us. And it was certainly early stages of automation, but I guess I saw the light, so to speak, and said, I'm going to take that risk, young person in my career. Let's see if we can help this go on. And I got, again, really lucky to get into the space at that point because it was a burgeoning industry. And again, first more on the engineering side, then eventually more into the customer interface part of it, project management, then sales, and then different roles through that. So it was really by accident. I was kind of in the right place at the right time, knew the right person that was looking and happened to reach out. And it's kind of worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I would say so. What kind of recent robotics or automation, for that matter, developments have you seen that you're excited about or that are of interest to you?
Based on the recent, I'll say, developments in the field, there's several robotics advancements, particularly that are interesting to me and many others. In a broader sense, things like AMRs and vision, 3D vision, and advanced sensors. Expanding a little bit on that, the AI-driven humanoid robots, the progress in developing more capable, adaptable humanoid robots, it's fascinating. things you think about NVIDIA's and their announcement with Isaac and an open foundation model for humanoid robots. You know, as a person growing up with the Jetsons type of thing, it's an exciting
Right.
development, right? He signals significant steps towards creating, you know, general purpose humanoids that can learn and perform a wide range of tasks. Even things like, and I'm sure you're aware of the Boston Dynamics and the Robotics and AI Institute and enhancing, you know, humanoid capabilities through, you know, that the whole idea of reinforcement learning. Again, that's just interesting, exciting to see as that's evolving. It finding applications in more diverse areas, like, you know, we talk about the manufacturing typically in robotics, but now logistics, warehousing, even those domestic tasks. So it's just an exciting time around that type of technology. And I'm sure, you know, Amazon is working with agility and trying to develop that technology. So certainly even in other areas that has ability to work in today where we can use that support in the human aspect of manufacturing processes. And there's a lot of things I'll talk about, I think, that excite me, like dexterous manipulation, and it kind of goes hand in hand, right? The gripping advances in robotics manipulation. One of the challenges that always been is the end grip and the variety. Human can very quickly adapt to those environments, right? And then mobile robots. Even some years ago, I mentioned I thought that was really a disruptive technology. One, you know, as you mentioned, I've been in it a long time. There've been some things that really been leaps. Software is certainly one of the leaps we've seen over the, you know, my tenure in this industry. And I think, you know, the mobile robots, autonomous navigation, that is that one of those next big leaps, putting us in places we couldn't even go before. You know, the ability of robots to navigate complex dynamic environments autonomously is crucial for many of these applications. And I'm sure, you know, your audience particularly knows about, you know, SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping, and those developments, and then AI-powered navigation systems that enable the robots to move intelligently in environments around them, factories, warehouses. The emergence of these mobile manipulators, in addition, and combining those mobile bases with robotics arms, it's certainly one of the exciting things I see is, you know, the newer developments that are really making those big changes as we go forward in industry. And then the last one talked about a lot, at least today, and there's a lot of things, but that interest me is AI and machine learning. And it's, you know, the increasing integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning, it's a key driver of the progress across all areas of robotics. And I know there's a lot of discussion around that, but the, you know, AI algorithms are enabling robots to perform tasks like object recognition. It's one of the things that was, you know, just having a root activity of identifying, yeah, it's the right product, pick it up, but now changes in decision making and predictive efforts around that. I think that's really exciting. And that whole development of physical AI, where robots can train themselves in a virtual environment, that's, you know, along with emerging large language models, it's really one of the big exciting developments. It's real time. It's happening now, and will continue to, you know, evolve the industry. I think these developments indicate a trend towards more intelligent, adaptable, versatile robots that can work alongside humans in a wider range of applications that we wouldn't have even envisioned 30, 40 years ago when I started this thing. It would be kind of like going back 200 years ago and saying somebody's going to go on the moon. We would have said, you know, where would you get a vision like that? And if you had asked us 30, 40 years ago that could be these types of intricate trends towards this intelligent, adaptable, versatile robot industry, we would have thought, man, you know, it's a mechanical device. I don't see how you could get there. So it's really exciting for me to have seen these developments over these years, and as this goes forward, where it's going to bring us.
Right.